Okay, guys, so the head is about almost, well, I would say it's almost complete dry, just still a little moist. So what I start to do is, if you could see, I have chalk going all the way around. So I do have the brim cutter, but I am not that good yet with using the brim cutter. So I cut it old school. So we're gonna cut it about 3 inches going all the way around. So that's why you see I have the chalk, and if you can see, the head is too long on this side and just going around. So I chalked it out, did the measurement. So I do have the brim cutter, but I'm not that good with the brim cutter. So I'll be still doing it this old school way. So I am gonna cut it. The price is way too high. I'm about to cut it. Okay, let's go. Should have put it on the turntable. I'm gonna be done in 1 second, Mara. Okay?
Those scissors?
Yes, they're scissors.
Those don't look like scissors. When you put them together, they don't look like scissors.
They're big scissors. They're called shears, but they're scissors. They're just bigger. Now to work with these, so they're bigger. I'm almost done, okay?
You're cutting where the chalk is?
Yes. I did measurements and I'm cutting where the chalk is. Yeah.
Today at school, we made a volcano.
You did? Good job, baby. You get to take it home?
No.
You still go to the one school?
What?
The same school y'all do what is it that y'all do, like
Northeast College Prep?
that y'all go to the mosque at? You at that school?
Which one? Northeast College Prep? The one that you came to pick me and my brother up from?
Yeah, the one I picked you up from?
No, we don't go to that school.
You don't go to that school
But
no more?
my big brother don't come with me to school anymore.
You don't?
Only my 4-year-old brother.
Okay, nice. Okay, so I'm almost done, Mar. So I cut. You gotta pause it because I'm gonna get copyright. I'm finna go out of here. Just give me a second. So I cut going all the way around, and see how the head is looking now. So the next thing is gonna be, we're gonna have to file, but I'm finna get out because my granddaughter's got the TV and I don't want to get copyright. So I'm gonna go somewhere else. Okay, I'm about to go somewhere else. So yes. All right, guys, I'll see y'all in another room. Let me stop the video so she can do her thing. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I did some cutting and I got a buffer. So yeah, we're gonna file off. Okay. So when it comes to the buffing, you buff how much you feel like you need to take off. The head's still a little uneven. It had less on the back, but when I wind up shrinking the top, we can pull some from the top to the back. So I didn't want to make it no shorter than that. So no worries. I can make up for it because I got a lot of So I like the fact of having my turntable and be able to turn it when you're buffing, because you can get an even buff when you be able to do that. Turn and buff. Turn and buff. Y'all get to see how much crap I got in this workroom, right? Yeah, it's crappy. But that's okay though. So I'll be moving in my space. And I have all the room in the world. Okay. So if you're wondering, how much do you file? How much should I take off? How much should I file? Depending on how smooth you want it. So if I get done buffing this to the size I want, then I start to shrink the hat, meaning make it more of my size. And you steam it. Gotta go get the steamer ready. And I go get another block, because that's when we turn it into the fedora or whatever shape that I decide to go with. I still don't have the fabric yet. Okay. Felt brush. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. So I dust a little off. I gotta go get the rubbing alcohol. I'll be back. I'll be back. Okay, I'll be back. Okay. Let me go downstairs and get my rubbing alcohol so we can set it on fire. I'll be back. Okay, so now we're going to take the rubbing alcohol. I was going to spray it upstairs, but then I thought about it. Not a good idea. So when y'all see me do the hats, I always have them on this board. And then, because when you set them on fire with the alcohol, just in case, if it get out of control, I can pick this whole board up and take it outside. I could pick it up and take the whole thing outside if I need it to be, and need to be, like this side. And the reason why you do this is to get all of the loose felt off. So this is rubbing alcohol. Okay. So now this is going to dust off any of the loose felt. Okay, baby? And it's still a little uneven because remember I said I need a little bit more of the hat from the back. So far, this is what it's looking like right off the mold. And as you can see, it is too big, too big. Yeah, too big. So I need to turn it over on this side. And it kind of just go out on its own. And if you need it to go out, you could just blow it. And the one thing about working with 100% felt, it's going to do that. If you get a hat like you might get from Amazon and you decide you want to, you know, do some burn effect to it or whatever, and if it's not real felt, then it ain't going to work. Just so y'all know, it won't work. So meaning when you set it on fire, it's going to burn a hole in it. It ain't going to be able to take fire like that. Okay. So, as of now, this is what it's looking like, okay? It ain't really looking like nothing too special, but I'm gonna go turn on my steamer, and then that's when you do the magic to it. I turn on the steamer and start to shape it. So I turn on my steamer and get my other mold. So I'm trying to figure out which way I want it. So but that's when you start doing the shape. So I got to put it in that steamer, okay? So now I got to take it back upstairs, take that steamer upstairs, and the steamer's already upstairs. So that's when I go to taking it and making it into the shape that I want. But for some reason, I'm in love with the fedora, okay? I love, love, love these fedoras. I think they are so sexy. So that's the next step, okay? That's the next step. So I'm gonna take it upstairs and put it on the steamer and get it ready, and then I'll decide what's the next shape that I want. So I'm done with this. I'll go put this up, and then I'm gonna figure out which style I'm gonna do. Okay, toodles. Okay, so this is the hat, and as you can see, the steamer is going. And this is the piece that I made for it. So we put it on there and let the hat steam up to the temperature that we want. So if y'all remember, I made this hat right here. And y'all see I got the skull face in there. So I'm actually thinking about doing it with this army print one. I'm actually thinking about that. So gotta let the hat steam and heat up. This is a steamer that my son got for me. So excuse my workroom, it's so much stuff, and I really make a mess. I really, really, truly make a mess. So what the stain does is it makes it available to get a really good pull, to pull it over the next base and different things like that. So that's what the steamer does. Get it really, really good. So if you see, it's a process to doing the hats. I don't mind doing them. Afterwards. So this is the base that I made. It's the base that I made. So let's see. Put my rope up. I'm gonna need that. I forgot. So what we're doing now is starting to pull the felt and get it expanded to go on this mold. So once you get it heated up really good, it expands and you'll be able to get all of your features and stuff from the hat, but it's not hot enough. So this is the mold that I made, and that's what's going to give you the face, where you're able to put the face in the hat. So do I want this or do I want a heart? I'm not for sure, but I like unique, I like different. So it's like you don't really see the skull in the hat until like you dip your head down and people are like, oh, that's cool. So like when I'm sitting like this, you really don't see it. But if I kind of do like that, then you can see the skull in the top. So I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. And then this one. So Miss Sophia, Miss Sophia, Miss Sophia. So after you pull down, pull it, pull it, pull it. I gotta go and get the rope. So remember how the base was too short? So with me pulling it, I can pull it and see it was shorter. See this? I can get it to be 3.5 inches all the way around. So what you're doing is the steam from the hat, the steam from the steamer, that's what I need to get it and put it on the hat and steam it so that I can shape it really, really good. And I made this mold myself. You can go on Etsy and buy the skull mold. It's like $100 and something. I bought a skull head, half a skull head off of Amazon, and took a old hat, taped it up, cut the middle out, and so the key is the facial features. You definitely want to get that. And I gotta go and get the I took the rope back. I thought I was done, but I'm not. I forgot I need to do a break in this. So what I'm doing, I don't know if you can see, I'm molding the face into this hat. So I'm just trying to get it nice and hot. And I'm still waiting on the fabric also. So you're just gonna keep steaming it until you get it to where you would like it. So that's kind of how it all goes down. I'm gonna keep, and I normally don't fill up my steamer, and every time after I use it, I pull the water out. I don't leave it in here. I just use enough to steam my head, then I drain it from the base. I drain it out, and I made this thing to go on here because it didn't come with it. I watched Shady Days, and I watched her do her hats, and her hats got a it's got a base, and I couldn't find it. I searched high and low, and I couldn't find it. And the video is on there how I made the holder to steam this hat. So you're using the steam to set the face. So if you see, I'm using the steam to set the face, but I'm trying not to mess up my mold that I made. So, but I'm using the steam to set his face, and I need to go back and get the brake for the head and mold it in there really, really good. So we just got to keep letting it mold. So the hotter it is, the better it'll be for me to set his face. And then when it dries with that. And what makes it stiff is that shellac. I want to get those teeth in there. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is lock his facial features in there. Okay, so I'm just trying to lock those features in there. Where the mouth is, the nose, the eye socket. And these are, what are they? They're sewing clips. So I'm just trying to get the socket for the eyeballs. So you just keep steaming until you get those shapes in there good. Then I have to go get the brake and put the brake on the hat. But yeah, you want them facial features to lock in there real good, and the steam is what's going to do it. And if you don't have the steamer like this, then you can use the other steamer. Ooh, that's hot. Shooty, 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 shoo! So what I'm just trying to do is to make sure that I get the eye socket in there really good. And I'm trying to make sure his teeth are in there. His nose. You know, just get the features in there really, really, really good. Apologize if I'm not looking up and stuff. I'm just trying to get his features in there, 'cause that's what's gonna make it be a really dope hat. You got to get the features. You do all that steaming and the features not in there, then it's pointless. So, but yeah, that's how you mold. And I gotta go get the rope, because the rope got to put the brake in it so you can get that nice clean, like how the brake was on the other one. So this is what's gonna make it fit my size. I got to get the brake, and that stuff is downstairs. So we're gonna end it. So what I'm gonna do is put the rope and tie it around, and we're gonna let the facial features dry. And then for like the fedora, I got to make sure I get this side and rub that in. And the eye sockets and just the cheeks. The teeth are real important to me, because that really make it look dope when you can see. I'm going to pull up that one. You can see the teeth. Can you see the teeth? See? So you got to get them features in there really good. So, okay, so we're going to stop it. I need to go and get some more stuff that I need. So that's where I'm at on that. And I don't have the fabric yet. So, toodles. Okay. So now that I got that part, I'm finna use this iron. And I'm finna just steam down the bottom of the hat to kind of make it lay a little bit flatter. Now that I got the rope on here, I'm not gonna be long, Mars. Just give me a couple seconds, okay? Don't unpause it. We'll get copyright. Almost done there. So what I'm doing now is just steaming down the brim part, pulling it. I'm gonna set the sides in. So what I'm doing now is I got the brim on here. I got to tie the rope tied tight. So remember how it was too big. So now I'm shrinking it to fit my head with this mold and locking the face in. Almost bam. 1 second, okay? And then I'm done. I'm not going to do no more tonight, okay? I won't, you want to pause it no more, but just YouTube will get me with copyrights. And then I need this part. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so I'm just going around it. And okay. 1 second. Let me turn this off. Okay. So now that I got the sides kind of locked down, remember I was telling y'all I was too short. So I just got the sides kind of locked down. So now what I'm doing is just now going to let it lock in and let the face and all that lock in and leave this drying so that these shapes and stuff, it could be molded like that. And then once I get it molded like this, then I'll go to the point of deciding if I'm going to add some color to it. And then I'll go to the point of stiffening it to make it stiff with that shellac. So as of now, this is it. We're going to leave it like this and let it dry for 24 hours. But I'm trying to lock that face in, and then I'll come back and do my handy dandy work. So, okay then. So, as of for now, good night. Okay, good night. Okay, I'm done. So, when you making these hats, the most important thing is the shape of this skull face, okay? That is crucial. So I just sit back and hold on. This is the break of the hat. I'm just trying to make sure I get this out of the way. We don't want to stay. Well, forget it. But what I'm doing is really trying to make sure that these facial features get in there, because that's the most important thing of the skull face. You need to get these, you need to get his facial features in there, because if you don't, when the hat, you know, dries and complete, it's not going to be right. So it's very important to have his features in there. That's very important. So if you see, I'm starting to make sure that I get his facial features in there. And these is sewing clips. And I try to make sure I bite them down and get them on the teeth. And I'm trying to make sure I get the, if you see the print for the nose, we want that in there good. And then the deep sockets for the eyes. And then once you know. So this is important. It's real important. So I sit back and I just kind of play with it. So I'm molding it. So if you see the temple for the fedora, and I did make this mold, but you can go on Estes and buy the mold. So what I did, I took a hat that I already had, that I didn't like anymore. It's part of the Amazon hat that I got from Amazon. And I cut the top of the head out, okay? Cut the top of the head out. And I put the skull head in there. And then I put hot glue, glued the head in there. I kind of showed y'all. Then I glued it to cardboard and like kind of, yeah, so it's kind of like a couple of different features. So it's important that I do that. It's really important. Okay, so this is shellac. This is what makes it stiff. Turns hard, okay? So this stuff is very flammable. Don't ever spray this and set it on fire. You set your whole house on fire. It's very flammable. So when you put this on, you're just pretty much putting this on and letting it sit. And normally, to be honest, you probably should spray this outside. Don't spray it in the house. And normally I wear gloves, but I'm kind of just working all kind of quirky because it's got a really loud smell. So this is what's going to make this hat turn hard. That's $11.99 from Amazon. So probably what I'm going to start doing, I would say probably mid-winterish, right? I'm going to create a profile to sell on Estes, and I'm just going to custom have my hats, and I'm going to put them on Estes like most people do. and I'm going to sell from there. I custom make them, like, meaning I'm not making it particularly for nobody, and I'll tell you what the measurements is, and if you can fit it, you know, you could purchase it. But I just wanted to make sure I get all the stuff that I need, and, you know, all the stuff, you know, just kind of stack up on stuff. And a lot of times you probably start out doing something, but you ever start doing something, you do it a little bit, then you be like, this ain't for me, and you don't want to do it no more. Yeah. And when you do use that shellac, it does kind of dull the color. I'm not going to lie, a little bit. So when I'm done with it, I will take some brown spray paint and re-hit it. So now that I feel like I got it rubbed pretty much how I want it, we're going to let this sit, and then with the shellac, it's going to turn hard. And what the break does, when you put that break in it, that gives you the break in the hat, and it gives you that, because if you remember when I was trying it on, it was too big. So that's what the break in the hat does. I got my rope from the hardware store. You can get any rope, put a break in your hat. And the skull head is like $180, $190. But I made mine. I paid $20 for the skull head. Took a pre-existing hat that I already had. Probably $25 hat. Some hot glue. Some duct tape. And imagination. And I created my own. So you see his head is shaped in this one like this. So once I get it done and it comes off of here, then I'll push it in and give it this. But it needs to cure and come off of that. So once it get dry, then I'll push it down and put it in. And then y'all see I got the Joker sitting up over there. And this feather, this is one of my feathers that I be catching from outside. Yeah, oh, put you on the Joker, huh? Think you look better behind Joker. Okay. You just covering the Joker up. Yeah, I see I got the Joker. And that was one of my feathers. And I know, like, everybody say when in a hat making stuff that you put everything on the left. But I make my own, so I put my stuff on the right, okay? So it's up to you how you want to do it. So, but I do know, like most people say, the left is freedom or something like that. And then I use the same band, and that's what it look like on the inside when it dry. But see, it's not real hard, but it's hard. The more shellac you put on, the harder it be. So okay, that's it for tonight. What was it? Buzz Bunny? That's all, folks. Okay. Alrighty. Good night.